Alright, who's ready for some squishy gooey science? Right here in front of us, what I've made, this is a model of a cell. We remember from reading the text that a cell has three main parts. It has a cell membrane, a cytoplasm, and a nucleus. This cell has all three of those parts, and I'm going to show you how to make it. Before you get started, you will want to get permission from an adult in charge of your household before you make this. There are two reasons for that. The first reason is that while this is a lot of fun to play with, it's really easy to break, and if it breaks, it's going to make a huge mess everywhere. So I want to make sure that I have permission from somebody who's in charge before I make this, just in case it does break and it does make a mess. The other reason is because some of the supplies to make this are a little bit on the expensive side. Hair gel is one of the tools that I use to make it. You can also use slime. These are things that are expensive, and I would never want to waste or use up materials that somebody spent a lot of money on that they were hoping to use for something else. So those are the two reasons you're going to want to have permission before you go ahead and make this activity. Alright, here's what you will need. If you do not have permission to make this activity, that's fine. Feel free to watch this video and enjoy this video. And maybe when school comes back into session, we can make this together. Alright, here's what you need. The first thing you need is a Ziploc bag. This is going to be your cell membrane. We know the cell membrane is like the skin on the cell. It goes on the outside and it protects the cell. So this bag is going to be on the outside. The second thing you will need is hair gel. I use LA Looks Max Spikes because I like the green color of it. This is your cytoplasm. You remember that the cytoplasm is like goop inside of the cell. It holds all the pieces that are in there. So our hair gel is going to be nice and goopy like cell cytoplasm. The last thing you're going to need is a nucleus. A nucleus can be any small round thing. I have this bead here that's red. You could use a bouncy ball. You could use a cotton ball. You could use all different kind of things. Any round thing that is smaller than your bag, so it's small enough to go inside. Alright, if you look at my example that I already made, I have a little blue bead that's in there, so it could be any color as well. And this is going to be your nucleus. The nucleus, we remember, is like the brain of the cell. It goes on the inside of the cytoplasm, and it is in charge of doing the thinking for the cell in a way, and make sure that everything that's supposed to happen in the cell is happening. Alright, I'm going to show you how to make this. It's really easy and it's lots of fun, but it can be very messy. Alright, I'm going to use a cup for the first step just so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put my cell membrane in here. I'm actually going to pause the video so I can use two hands to set this up, and that way you will be able to see what's going on. Alright, I'm back. As you can see, I put the cell membrane inside the cup and I just stretched the outside around. That little green zipper piece that goes on the top of the bag, I just stretched it around the outside of the cup so that it stays there. Alright, so this is my cell membrane, and now I'm going to fill it up with the parts of the cell. Okay, I'm going to take my cytoplasm. Oh, it doesn't want to come out today. Shake it a little bit. And of course it's going to make lovely gross noises tonight. What's science without gross noises? I'm going to squeeze a big ol' helping of cytoplasm into this cell. Alright, that should be enough cytoplasm in there. Let's put some more cytoplasm in. It's a cell without lots of cytoplasm. Alright, and we are out of cytoplasm. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my nucleus and I'm going to push it in there. You know, the nucleus goes in the middle. Alright, this is the hardest part. I might have to pause the video again just so that I can use two hands without shaking my camera all over the place. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to make sure the nucleus is in the middle of the cytoplasm. And then you're going to squeeze the air out of your cell. Cells don't have air in them. Alright, one thing that helps me is to close the bag about 3/4 of the way, so there's just a little bit that's still open, and then squeeze the air out of that opening. That way there's no air left inside. And you can see I didn't fill my bag all the way up with cytoplasm. One reason why is because I don't want to waste my hair gel. I don't want to use it all up on one thing. I like to have it for other activities, so I didn't use a whole lot. You could use a very small paper bag and fill it up as long as that's okay with your family. Or you can do what I've done and just fill it up part way. To make it like this one, see how you can't really see the empty areas around? What I'm just going to do is I'm going to fold it. I'm going to fold the extra plastic under so that this looks more like a real cell. And if I had some tape, I could take some tape and tape the back on. The one thing you're going to be really careful with is if you do tape it, don't rip the tape off. No matter what, even if you make a mistake, don't rip the tape off, because if you rip the tape off, it's going to tear a hole in that bag. Alright, and now you know how to make a cell. Your cell has a cell membrane that goes on the outside and protects it. I can't get anything in there because of that plastic bag working like a cell membrane. My cell has some ooey gooey cytoplasm that is made out of hair gel that holds all the things in the cell, and my cell has a nucleus that's in the cytoplasm that in a real cell, we know the nucleus is like the brains of the cell. It keeps everything organized and keeps everything moving the way it should be. And now you know how to make some ooey gooey science. Have fun.